Hi, friends. Good morning. So week 13 continued. I wanted to go ahead and talk more about the distributive property. We're going to revisit that this week. And so when we have problems, like smaller problems, like 2 times 8, right? That's easier to solve. But what happens when we have larger problems like 6 times 7? Right? And even larger as we go along. Here, let me share the screen. What do we do then? And how can we use the distributive property? Okay, friends. All right, so let's just kind of think about that. If we had, the problem 2 times 8, right? Well, that's easy breezy. We can draw an array for that. We can draw a 2 by 4 or by 8 array, I'm sorry, rows, columns, right? That's easy to draw. So if we have 2 rows, right, with 8 in each row, we can show that and we can figure it out. Okay. So 2 rows of 8s, there's 8 in each row, so 2 times 8, we can still break that apart because we have the 8. So let's just look at that 2 times 8 part. Okay, 8 can be broken down into what pieces? Oh, well, 4 and 4 make 8, right? So we could draw two arrays. We could kind of draw boxes around this and make, well, this is one array, right? This is a 2 by 4 array, and this is another array. Now we have 2 smaller arrays that we can use to solve the problem. So we can also write multiplication sentences for these 2 smaller problems. We can write, okay, this would be 2 times 4, and this would be a 2 times 4, right? And then if we wrote that in as a number sentence, a multiplication sentence for this, we use our parentheses, right? So we'd have to go, okay, 2 times 4 plus 2 times 4, right? Because that's what both of these arrays represent. We have a 2 times 4 multiplication fact and a 2 times 4 multiplication fact here. Okay, so instead of 2 times 8, it'll be 2 times 4 plus 2 times 4, right? Which, if you remember, how does that work? Well, we can solve for 2 times 4, which is 2 4s, 8. And we can solve for 2 times 4, 8. And then we can add, can't forget, we still have to add those together to get the total, right? We're going to get 8 plus 8 again, which equals, what does that equal? 16, right? Which is the answer to our original problem. So this is an easy breezy strategy. We'll keep practicing to break it up. Break up some of these larger arrays. We'll start with smaller arrays and break those up, but then our arrays are going to get a lot bigger. And I think one of the challenge questions coming up is 6 times 7, right? Even if you know the answer to this, how can you break that up using the distributive property? I'll leave you guys to think about that one, and we'll work through that in class. So first you'll want to draw the array, right? And then you're going to want to break apart one of these numbers into 2 even pieces. Ooh, I bet we could do the 7, right? We could break it up. It doesn't have to always be exactly even, but we still can break it up into 2 parts. A 3 and a 4. 3 plus 4 is 7, right? So when you're drawing, first you have to draw your array, and I'll leave you guys do this, but I got this problem started. So work on this one, and we will talk more about it in class. Okay, good job, guys. See you soon.